Get ready to elevate your site's user experience with a fully customizable form. As in today's tutorial, we are diving into the form widget by the Plus add-ons for Elementor. Whether you need simple text fields, secure email inputs, or extra protection with Honeypot, this tool has you covered. Plus, with full control over field types, submission handling, and redirection options, this widget offers an intuitive customizable solution that fits seamlessly into any design. So, let's get started and explore the possibilities this widget brings on the table. Now, before moving ahead with the project, let's make sure everything in the WordPress backend is set up for smooth operations. So, quickly move to the plugin section and here make sure you have installed Elementor. Also, we will need one more plugin, that is the Plus add-ons for Elementor. So, come up here and click on Add New Plugin. Then search for it and here it is, the Plus add-ons for Elementor. Simply click on Install Now, then Activate. Next, moving over to Appearance, click on Themes. And here, as you can notice, I'm using the Nexter theme. For your information, it's one of the lightest Elementor theme out there, perfect for great performance and security. Though, it's only my personal recommendation, so you can definitely choose any other theme that fits your needs. Now, it's time to enable the star of today's tutorial, that is the form widget. For that, navigate to the Plus add-ons, open the widget section, then search Form. Here it is, Form widget for Elementor. Simply go ahead and toggle it on. That's it. With the groundwork all laid out now in WordPress, we are ready to jump into the exciting part, that is exploring this form widget inside the Elementor. For that, simply move to Pages, and here after you have created a fresh new page for this project, simply move further and click on Edit with Elementor. Alright, so here we are inside the Elementor editor. As you can see, I've got a basic page design set up and I have already imported our new form widget to get things rolling. If you want to do the same, simply head over to the widgets panel on the left side and type form in the search bar. Then just drag and drop it onto your workspace. Easy! Now, for our walkthrough, I'll be selecting the widget from the navigator and under the content tab in here, you will find all its customization options. Let's dive into each of these major sections one by one. On opening the general drop-down, right at the top, you will see an option to give your form a unique form name. This is helpful if you have multiple forms on your site and want to keep track of each one individually. Just add a name here and you're good to go. Now, this is where we actually start building out our form fields. To add more items to the list, simply click on this plus add item button. And next, when you will click over any of the added item here, you will notice that each item opens up into its own little customization box, giving us two main areas that are content and advanced. In content, we can select the type of input we want for each field, which is probably one of the most important choices here. You will find options like text for simple one-line responses, long text for larger response box, email if you are collecting email addresses, number for numeric inputs, and a few other types like hidden and honeypot if you are adding security or custom fields. Let me tell you that these options makes it super easy to build a form with exactly the fields you need, whether it's a contact form, feedback form, or something more advanced. Moving ahead, we have the Advanced tab, which adds some further fine-tuning for each field. Here, you can set a default value if there's information you'd like to pre-fill, a help text option to give the user a hint or example, and a special mention. We also have ARIA description to make the form more accessible to screen readers. Here, let me put an emphasis on this point once again that these options let you customize each field individually, so you're in full control of how the form feels and functions for your users. Let's now close this general drop-down and move on to the button section. Under the button drop-down, here's what we get to work with. First one is labeled as button text, from where you can enter any custom text for the button. By default, it might say submit, but feel free to change it to something more engaging like send message or let's connect. Second, if you'd like to add a small icon to the button, maybe something like a paper plane or envelope, whatever you like, you can select it by opening this Elementor's default icon library and browsing through hundreds of icon options. Finally, on closing it down, at the bottom of the window, we have button width. This lets you control how wide the button is, so you can make it stretch across the whole form or keep it smaller just by moving this draggable button. Now, let's move ahead and talk about what happens when someone hits this submit button. For that, under Submit Actions in the side panel, we have two main options that are Email and Redirect. Email will let you send the form details straight to an email address of your choice, while the Redirect option allows you to set a URL where the user will be taken after they submit the form. Now, since we have enabled both of these submit actions, you will see their detailed customization options has been added in the side panel. To start, first click on Email Settings and then enter the personal or business email where you would like to receive those submissions. Once that's done, let me also tell you that this feature offers a lot more flexibility than you might think. You can add CC and BCC emails in these input fields, set the subject line of the email you receive from here, and then there is a message. This will manage the content you want to receive in mail. So, if you want all the details exactly as the user entered them, just type the text I'm highlighting on the screen. Now this will act as command, which will automatically pull in every field once the button is clicked, making it super easy to keep track of all the submissions. And in case you only want some specific information like first name, no problemo. Just use shortcodes of the individual fields. From where and how to get it? Very simple. Go to General, then First Name, then go to Advanced, and here's the shortcode. Just copy it from here, retreat back, and paste it into this message input field. That's it. Adding further, many of you might be interested in receiving a personalized email and have it say something like "My name is your name." For that, all you need to do is write "My name is" followed by the shortcode you just entered. And there you go. I just showed you a creative way to get a personalized message into your email. Moving ahead, down here we also have 3 additional email settings to refine your message's sender information. First is From Email, where you can set the email address that appears as the sender. Just for example, I'll simply go ahead and add my personal email only. That's it. Next is From Name, that allows you to personalize the display name so it's easily recognized by the recipient. And finally, we've got Reply To, that lets you set the email where replies will be directed. This is perfect for keeping the responses organized. Now, let's move on to the Redirect option, which I already explained is ideal if you want the user to be taken to another page after submitting the form. You could set it to a thank you page, a custom landing page, or even URL to download content. Just pop in the URL of the page you want and the widget will handle the rest once a user hits submit. Alright, let's close this drop down as well and move down to message content. Now this is where you control all the feedback messages that the user sees before or after they hit the submit button. For successful submission, you can set a success message like form submitted successfully. For required fields that aren't filled, you can customize the mandatory field message to remind them like, oops, this field is required. And if there is an issue, you can also set up a message for form validation errors, submission issues, and even server issues. For example, like a server error occurred, please try again later like text. So now that we've covered the message options, let's quickly jump into the final section of the widget, that is extra options. First up in here, we have the form ID, which lets you set a unique identifier that is really helpful if you are working with multiple forms or tracking submissions. Next, show label gives you control over label visibility, so you can show or hide them depending on your design. And finally, we come to required mark, which once again controls the visibility of the red asterisk that appears on the required fields. Right now, it's showing over just one field, but you can choose to display it over any other fields across the form like this, or hide it altogether if you prefer by clicking on this toggle button. Saying that, it's done. We've covered all the customization options that comes with the form widget. Now, it's time for me to go ahead, click on update and give you the final view. And that's a wrap on the form widget. With all its customizable fields, submission functionalities, and secure features like hidden and honeypot, now you have all the tools to build any form you need right in Elementor. Now it's your turn to get creative and add forms that enhance your site's functionality. Saying that, if you have any questions or want to share how you are using the form widget, drop a comment below. And if this tutorial really helped you and you have learned something new today, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more such tips on mastering Elementor. I will see you in the next one. Until then, keep learning and happy designing.